Alright, so in today's video, I want to share with you my process of how you can shade and blend smoothly with the graphite pencil. So I've been doing a couple of videos about how you can shade realistic portraits, but I haven't really touched on how you can shade smoothly with a graphite pencil. So maybe you've been wondering how you can achieve such a smooth skin tone with a graphite pencil, and you don't know where to start, the kind of pencils to use, and even the type of paper, which is very important, and probably some blending stamps and blending tools that we are going to use to achieve this kind of results. So before we move on to some blending tools, I really want to talk about the pencil pressure that you need to have when shading or trying to achieve a smooth skin tone. So having a consistent pencil pressure is going to be the difficult part, and this comes down to practice. Okay, at first attempts it's going to be really difficult because probably are not used to having a consistent pen pressure when shading, and once you are able to master a consistent pencil pressure shading and blending smoothly, it's not going to be a problem, because that is the fundamental or the key area to look at when shading a smooth skin tone. So you need to have a lot of practice and learn how to control the pencil pressure on your paper. Alright, so there are a couple of techniques that I want to mention, which is very useful in achieving a smooth skin tone, and the first one has to do with shading in circles close to each other. So you should be able to practice how you can shade in circles close to each other, and also the cross hatching and the hatching techniques, which I'm pretty sure you've heard about. So the key thing here is to combine all these techniques to be able to achieve a consistent shading. Okay, so you should be able to combine all these techniques to be able to shade from a darker area into a lighter area. Okay, so I would advise that you shade from the shadows into the highlights. Okay, so in that case the blending is not going to be difficult, okay, because you are shading from a darker area into a lighter area. So that is one of the tips that I will give. And talking about the blending tools, I mostly use the brush. Okay, I would recommend that you get a set of makeup brushes, because the tips are very soft. It has a very soft edge, which is very useful in blending your graphite shading really well. So aside the makeup brushes that you can use, I also make use of a soft foam. Okay, soft foam is very useful when it comes to blending smooth skin, because it really blends the graphite pencil really well onto the paper. Okay, so soft foam is also another blending tool that I will recommend, and I mostly use the soft foam on a larger skin area. Okay, so when I'm trying to blend from my shadows into my highlights, I use the soft foam, which is very, very useful. So you need to have a consistent pressure when blending with the foam. Okay, so the whole idea about having a smooth skin tone is all about the pressure, the consistency of pressure. Okay, so you don't need to press really hard, like it should go in stages. Okay, so even if the area is dark, you need to start blending lightly and keeping up and building up layers. Okay, so the idea is about building up layers. So with that one, you have more control over the area that you are shading, or let's say the skin tone that you want to achieve, whether from shadows or from middle tones or highlights. Okay, but it's very important to keep a consistent pencil pressure. Also, there are areas that requires a hard edge brush. For example, working around the eyes, and probably the eyes areas are darker in this case, so I'm using a hard edge brush to blend the charcoal into the skin areas. Okay, so when you're trying to blend charcoal into you need to have a hard edge brush. Okay, soft edge brush might be quite difficult to really blend the charcoal into the skin, so I would recommend that you have also a hard edge brush, which is easily going to blend the charcoal onto your paper. Again, what you're trying to do is to make the whole drawing or the whole portrait to look very soft. Okay, we don't want the final drawing to look very hard. That's why we are trying to work in layers and build up tone step by step. So also I want to mention that you need to have a constant practice, because it's not going to take overnight. You need to constantly practice how you can really blend from darker areas into lighter areas, and how you can keep the pencil strokes close to each other. So there's also another thing that I want to mention. It's advisable to have all the necessary grades of pencil, from probably an H to a darker pencil, which might be in an 8B or a 9B or probably a 10B. Okay, so the reason you have to have all these necessary grades is that it gives you the flexibility to be able to shade and blend or shade the pencil strokes from shadows to lighter areas. Okay, so I would advise that you have all the necessary grades of pencil. Also, I want you to have in mind that this style of shading demands a lot of time, and then it's really time consuming, so you need to be patient. Even if you start and things are not really doing well, you need to understand that it's a very difficult technique to achieve, so it demands a lot of time. So you need to be patient with yourself. Don't be hard with yourself, and with constant practice you will be able to achieve this style of shading. Okay, well, I believe I've touched on some of the key parts or the fundamental areas of trying to achieve a smooth skin tone. So if this video has been very helpful to you, kindly give me a like and subscribe to the channel for more useful videos like this. Thank you guys for watching this one, and I will see you hopefully in the next one. Peace.